In prior videos, we established that you'll want both stocks and bonds from many diversified companies and that you need to avoid market timing. Mutual funds are definitely the convenient way to invest in hundreds or even thousands of diverse companies. So how do you recognize a good mutual fund from a bad one? This is where our instincts get us in trouble. We are comfortable using rating systems to guide our other purchases, so many people are attracted to mutual funds rated 4 or 5 stars. Here's an actively managed fund that tries to beat the market return and a passively managed fund that attempts to match the market return. A key point that I want you to understand is that these rankings are based on past performance, so have very little relevance. Here's why. Remember, the market is the collection of all stocks, all investors. So for every active manager who beats the average market return, another loses by the same amount. Unfortunately, the only way to profit from those winning funds is to know the winners in advance, which is impossible to know. There are a variety of reasons why winners don't enjoy persistent success. Sometimes success attracts an overwhelming amount of new money to a fund. Sometimes the manager's style of investing goes out of favor. And sometimes the manager was never good, just lucky, and their luck runs out. In contrast, index funds are passively managed and can be very low cost. An index fund simply owns all the stocks that make up an asset category, or in this case, all asset categories. The goal is not to beat the market, but to match the overall market return as measured by a benchmark index. So for instance, the S&P 500 is a benchmark index for the 500 largest companies in the United States. A different, broader index benchmarks the entire stock market. Active funds require a talented staff, excellent, insightful research to try to predict which companies will outperform tomorrow, and frequent trading. All these expenses get paid first. Investors just get what is left. So to beat the market after subtracting these costs is very challenging. Only 37% of active funds beat the market every year. But there is very little persistence, and within 5 years, the number of winners has dropped to 25%. Over a period of 10 years, a mere 15% of the active funds beat the market return, which is what you would get if you invested in a low-cost, highly diversified index fund. Imagine if you want to invest $10,000 and there are only 9 mutual funds in the world. 8 of them are active funds with an annual cost of 2%. One of them is a low-cost index fund, which closely tracks the overall market return. You are clairvoyant and can foresee that you have 2 out of 8 chances of outperforming the market over the next 5 years, and you know the odds will decline further with time. The reward for such long odds is an extra $2,000 or $4,000, but the average return from all the active funds is less than the market return by $1,300, the same as the amount subtracted for expenses. You have this information, so you further notice that if it wasn't for those expenses, 4 of the active funds would beat the market, and 4 would not. And averaged together, the 8 active funds would have achieved the market return. After all, that's what the market return is, by definition. You can know the odds, you can know the arithmetic, but you can't know in advance which funds are going to outperform, so we'll cover them up. You are going to have to guess. Do you want to invest in the index fund and get the average market return? Or do you want to try to beat the market with one of the active funds? And if so, which one? Congratulations if you chose the index fund. It shows that you are a rational, risk-averse investor. Now, do you agree with me that this ranking might be a little misleading? 5 stars for a fund that outperformed recently, but has a very low chance of outperforming over the next 10 years? And of course the index fund is only rated mid-pack. It can't outperform the market. It tracks the market. The best predictive measures of a fund's future performance are its costs and how closely it tracks the market. Find other explanatory videos, smart tips, and links to useful resources at financinglife.org.